Hey everybody, Nerd Transformed here again, and today we're on the final review of the Transformers Platinum Edition Autobot Hero set, this being Deluxe Class Sergeant Cup. Now this is based on the Sergeant Cup from the original Generation set. This is not the Titan's Return one, just like how it was with Blair. So he does stick out a bit compared to the other characters' vehicle modes, as he kind of goes for more of a realistic modern day truck rather than the weird futuristic truck that the G1 toy and G1 character was based on. And to kind of just give you an idea, here he is next to the Platinum Edition Blur. You can see they both have this, like, maybe not completely real, but very close to how a realistic vehicle would look in the G1 colors, basically. And just for another third Season 3 comparison, here he is next to the classic Rodimus. Ooh, his gun fell off. But, yeah, we'll just put that aside. But yeah, he fits in pretty well with the other Deluxes. One cool thing is to do how he transforms, his bed actually works properly. The back door of his bed actually works properly. So, you know, if you had something to put back there, like his shotgun, you could just have it laying there. Or, you know, maybe if you want something like being loaded up into there and having it be shut, you could do that. You know, it's your toy, do what you want with it. But there is some play value there for kids. And as you saw, he does have an accessory, his shotgun, and once again, this was from the time of the clip system. So if you have any other clip bots such as Warpath, you could clip this onto his arm or any other little clip spot. For Cup, you're just gonna press it on there, and you can have it sitting sideways like this, or you can have it sitting up like this, and you could probably have Wheelie sit in the back controlling the shotgun, maybe. So yeah, if you have like a tiny Transformer sit in the back, you could have him controlling the shotgun, I guess. I kind of like the idea of Cup having a shotgun. Something about him being old. The country redneck in me just really likes the idea of the old man Cup having a shotgun. And there is another way to store it. You might notice there's a tailpipe here on the back and a hole here where their tailpipe should be. This is a really cool way to store a weapon because you can actually put it through the hole there and then line up the back part with a peg here. It'll hold it in place, and the shotgun's now hidden as a second tailpipe. That's a really neat way. They could have just simply had it clipped to the bottom and be done with it, but they actually made it to where it actually hides into the vehicle mode. Very few Transformers do that these days, and I really do appreciate it. And I gotta say, Cup probably has my favorite vehicle mode out of the whole set. It's just something very nice about being all smooth, and the colors on it look really nice. The truck itself looks really good. It's not super panel lined. There are certainly some panels, but it's not as bad as it could be, and they do try to line up with the door at least. The details on it are really nice. You got the nice clear plastic for the front headlights, some tinier yellow headlights painted below, the grille's done in nice silver with a lighter shade of teal. Nice big Autobot symbol in the front. The rear view mirrors have even been painted in a nice gray, some silver detailings, including the gas cap. Some clear plastic for the back ones. Even the detailing on the side here with a little black trim for the back of the truck. I do wish it went all the way across the bumper, but the fact that it's just here on the corners is pretty nice, and we do get some teal for the wheels. Unfortunately, however, I would have to say this is probably my least favorite figure of the 5. Mainly due to his transformation, which we're about to get to. So to transform him, take the shotgun, unpeg it, and then just slide it out. And this guy has a bit of an automorph gimmick, and it's kind of annoying. Especially getting him back in the truck mode. So what you're going to do, take the back, not sure you call it, trunk flap, flip it out. And you're going to keep pushing it, and the bed of the truck itself will start flipping out to form his feet. And you're going to want these flat to kind of make his feet nice and flat. Then come to the middle part here, and just kind of split it away from the right here all the way down, which will start forming his legs. You really are just kind of undoing a bunch of panels right now, because you're also going to want to separate the arm panels right here. So you're going to come up here, untab the wheels, and have them come down on that strut. Now free up the arms, and it's all very tightly fitting together, but you're just kind of, like I say, you're really just unleashing all the panels here. Loosen everything up. And these side panels here that are the doors are attached to the arms, so there. That'll free everything up. So you can go ahead and split what will be the legs. You're going to bring this part up on the hinge, flip the side piece in where the gas cap was, and then you're going to fold fold it down into the leg to give him a more solid leg. Slightly more solid. So again, pull it up, flip the little piece in, fold it all down to kind of fill in his leg. You still have a pretty big gap there. But his legs are done. Next you're going to come up here, bring the wheels down. You're going to go ahead and flip. You have to flip the hands in actually slightly, like so. And flip these panels around. Flip the hands in. Rotate the panel around. I know this is a lot hard to show you, but that's just because there's so many little bits moving around on this figure. This was around the time the movies were coming out. You can kind of tell they had an influence on generations. What's going to happen up here is, this is where the automorph starts happening. You're going to pop the trunk part off from up here, and these two panels collapse in from springs. And that one thing makes this extremely difficult to transform, because they constantly want to just stay in when you're trying to transform back to truck mode. Then you're going to take this middle section right here where you see this little chest plate is, and where the grill is, and all of it will rotate around, and there you have Cup's chest. And you're going to have to make sure it really pushes through. The arms are on these struts, so you're just going to bring them up. They don't really lock in place, they just kind of sit up there, unfortunately. The wheels, you can have them up on the struts to kind of make shoulder pads. You're going to take what's left of the truck kibble, flip in the top of it, just bring it onto the back as much out of the way as you can get it. Then the head, you're going to bring up until the panel clicks. And there you finally have Cup in his robot mode. A very annoying transformation, if I may say. If we can adjust the camera so you can get a better look at him. And there you have Cup in his robot mode. Alright, now he's in his robot mode. Let's go and get size comparisons out of the way. Starting with Rodimus here, to give you a good idea of size. And yeah, he's about the right size for Cup. And to go ahead and get the rest of the Platinum Edition figures in here. Here we have Ultra Magnus, Springer, Blur, as we showed earlier, and of course RC. Just to give you guys a good view of all the figures you get in the set. They do look good together. Like I said, Blur and Cup do stick out a bit since they're the older style generations. And not just in like quality or something, just in overall design, they do look a bit different. But I think they all still work well together. Let's just get all the rest of them out there. And Cup's robot mode isn't bad. That transformation though, the legs is a lot of fun. I like what they do there. I like how we have the extra kibble fold in to help fill in his legs better. I do really like that. The rest of it is a bit of a mess. I do not like how the arms do not really tab in or stay. Granted, that strut in there and hinge is really strong. It's not going to come down really easily on its own. You really do have to be pulling at it. But I still wish it clicked in or something. I don't like how the auto transformation was handled. I like how it looks afterwards, but how the actual transformation works, it's extremely annoying. It's very difficult to get the transform properly back to truck mode, and even going into robot mode, it's really annoying. There's a lot of issues there. So yeah, he's not a bad figure, but he is my least favorite of the set. But look at the details that we do have. We do have his feet here, and you can barely see the panels underneath, so they do actually look like feet. Really big with nice wide feet. You do get some detail here with the painted yellow and the little bit of white for the shin. You do get some more yellow up here to help break up the arms and the little bit of the chest here for the center crest. So just enough to kind of help not have it just a sea of black and blue, or black and teal. Actually, it's more of a dark gray than a black, but you get what I mean. You do get some of that dark gray for the, I guess you could call that his belt almost. But it does look nice there. Most of the dark gray though is not painted, it's actually just the plastic. Well, you do get a little bit on the inside as well. You do get the inside of the legs painted, which is not something we see anymore. And I do like how the headlights do help form like his shoulder pads, as well as the wheels. The wheels you can pretty much do whatever you want with. You could have them lowered like that if you prefer. I personally prefer keeping them up here to kind of form his shoulder pads. And I do like how he looks because he doesn't look like he's completely made out of truck. Like, yeah, he's clearly a transformer, but you wouldn't be able to guess exactly what goes where just looking at his robot mode. Oh yeah, and the back of his legs are painted too. That's pretty nice. So yeah, he has a decent look. He also reminds me a lot of the G1 toy with how the arms are placed. Not the best look, but it does look pretty nice, and it is clearly Cup. I like how he looks a lot better than the Titans Return Cup, at least on the color level. And he does have that kind of IDWS Cup head, and he does have some light piping, although it's clear, so it's kind of, even when it's lit up, it kind of just looks like it's going right through his head. You'll see he's possessed or something. You still do have a shotgun, because still the clips that are on the top of the truck are back here now. So you could have it just kind of sit back here, or you could turn it, kind of have him look like he's got wielded across his back, so you can just kind of reach over and grab it. Can't quite do the pose, but he can get pretty close. He can make it look like he's at least reaching for a shotgun. And like I said, there is something kind of fun about the idea of old Cup having a shotgun just to blast away Decepticons with. And you could also have it kind of over the shoulder if you prefer. Not sure how you would shoot it, but you could have it over the shoulder shotgun. And of course, you could just have him hold it in his hand. It's a little tricky getting there because his hands are a little loose, but there we go. And due to how his elbows and his everything works and how his hands are sculpted, you could have it looking like his hands on the pump ready to shoot. So you could have him actually wielding the shotgun properly, which is pretty nice. Oh, there we go. Got out of his hand. Alright. Everything's a little bit loose on this joint for some reason. Articulation-wise, it is decent. You get a fully ball-jointed head, so he can mostly look down. He can look slightly up. He can mainly only look forward with that joint, but he can look side to side pretty well. You do get universal movement, but the wheels will come with the shoulder. You do get forward and back. You do get outward. You will have to adjust the wheel, but you can get 90 degrees at least. You do get a swivel above the elbow joints. And you do have two elbow joints. You do have one going up and forward and back, and you do have one going side to side. And if you swivel it, you can have it reversed, where the top one's the side to side, and this one's the forward and back, depending on how you want the arm to look. I personally keep it like this, but I also see how this might look better to some people. In which case, I would recommend, if you're going to have the arm this way, I would recommend swiveling the kibble around, just to kind of give you the idea of the two different looks for the arms. They have their same articulation either way, just kind of reverses the joints. Kind of just depends on how you want the arms to look. So yeah, I might just go ahead and do that. Swivel the kibble around. His hand does get caught in these little clips on the kibble, so you gotta be really careful about how you have the hand. Otherwise, you might start breaking something, or just if you force it too hard, you might start breaking something. And of course, as you saw, his hands do swivel, which is also a rarity among Generations toys lately, even for Leader and Voyager classes. Nothing at the waist. We do get fully ball jointed at hips that go all the way out. They go almost 90 degrees forward and back. You do get a swivel above the knee. Knee does do just a hair under 90 degrees. And you do get full foot articulation as you have a pivot. Not much, but you do have a bit of a pivot, enough that you can do something with it. You have his legs standing pretty good apart. And you do get forward tilt and back tilt, so you could have his legs spread apart like that, which is pretty nice. He does have really good articulation, probably the best articulation on the set. Maybe not the best, but he has the best foot articulation, definitely, I think. As even RC doesn't have the outward pivots. So yeah, I would still say he's my least favorite figure, just because I really don't like that transformation. I really don't like how fiddly he can be. But everything else around him is really nice. He's got a really good truck mode. The robot mode does look really good. He does have a really nice looking robot mode. Nothing wrong with the robot mode, just really fiddly. I don't like Transformers I have to fiddle around with a lot. But he does look good with the shotgun. He is a really nice robot. And he's a perfect addition to the set. I do think I like this cut more than the Titans Return one. I haven't had the Titans Return one in hand, but I really like how this one looks a lot better. This one definitely says Cup to me. This one definitely feels like how Cup should feel in a Generation/Classic style. So, between Titans Return and this one, it's kind of up to you. I prefer this one. If you want one that's kind of more based on a realistic vehicle, and I don't know, you want a robot mode that looks more IDW-esque, this is the one to get. If you want to go for more G1 style, go with the Titans Return one. Although I would recommend holding out for the Legends version because that one looks a bit better. This one I feel like has the perfect color scheme of the two, out of the three. The Titans Return one is a little too bright, and the Car Legends one's a little too dark. This one's kind of right in the middle. I would highly recommend it. The Generations one's pretty close too. So you don't necessarily have to get this Platinum Edition version. So I still do recommend him. I do think the transformation is extremely annoying, but it doesn't make him a bad figure. Just my least favorite of the set. So, this has been Nerdy Transformed. I hope you enjoyed this review, and hope you have a good day. Take care.